What is up, guys? Today we have the Dolphin Nautilus Pool Up robotic pool cleaner here, and this is actually really cool. This is Dolphin's newest robotic pool cleaner, and it's built for a specific type of person. Basically, if you have a pool that is small in size, a pool that's about 30 feet, then this is actually designed for you. Small in-ground pools or above ground pools. This Pool Up right here actually works really well. Now, it's got a really quirky name, Pool Up, but who cares what it's called? It just works really well. Now, this Pool Up here is actually the newest model in the Nautilus brand. You have a bunch of different Nautilus robots. You have the Nautilus CC, the CC Plus, like this one right here, the CC Plus. This right here is Dolphin's best-selling pool robot right here, the CC Plus, and for good reason. For the price, you get a ton of features, and it just works really well to keep your pool clean all year long. Now, the Pool Up is actually designed off of the CC Plus here, but with value in mind. If you keep in mind that the CC Plus is designed for pools up to 50 feet, you can understand why that smaller version right here, the Pool Up, is designed for pools up to about 30 feet for smaller size pools. And what Dolphin's actually done here is basically made it into a smaller compact size in this Pool Up and gave it the same amount of features as that CC Plus, and it works amazingly well for the price. This Pool Up is literally small on size, but it's actually quite big on performance, which is awesome. Now, first off, this is Dolphin, so this means that you get a 2-year warranty, which is pretty awesome. If you break that down in terms of price point, that comes to about $25 a month for 2 years, which is way less expensive than hiring a pool service to come out and maintain your pool. So let's actually talk about the Pool Up here and what makes it so great. First off, just take a look at the design of this. This is the Nautilus lineup, and it's actually got a slightly different design to it. Now, I'm used to the black and blue as in this CC Plus right here, this black and blue design, but the actual Pool Up right here is actually a white and blue design, and it actually looks pretty cool. It's the smallest model in the lineup, so it actually has a difference that way. It's got 2 handles right here for you to grip onto the cleaner here. And in terms of weight, this weighs in at about 18 pounds, which is pretty good. Considering the features that's included in it, the weight makes sense. Keep in mind that the more features that you have, usually the cleaner weighs more. So 18 pounds is a very good weight. Now, keep in mind, this is designed for pools, again, for smaller size pools or above ground pools. This is a plug and play robotic pool cleaner, which means that when you turn this on, you push a button, it turns on, it cleans your pool, and then when it's done, you take it out. Every time you want to use this, you have to plug it in and turn it on and take it out. This is a plug and play cleaner. That's how they're actually able to lower the cost of this. What they're doing is they're designing it for smaller pools. They're making it a lot like that CC Plus, but they're designing it for smaller pools, and they're getting rid of all the features that you don't necessarily need in a pool cleaner. But what actual features does this actually have? Physically, if you take a look here, this actually has 2 scrubbing brushes, which is actually really awesome on the front and back here, which is really nice. This means you get double the amount of scrubbing power. It's got that inlet right there to suction all that debris right up. And in terms of debris, this actually has a built-in debris bag here. First, I want to mention this right here is actually a bottom loading debris bag here. You can see it's not on the top. You actually have to turn it on its side, kind of on its back right there. And you can see there are actual latches right here that you're going to go ahead and just pop open just like this, latch it, and then you can just pull it right out just like that. And this right here is your actual debris bag here. And this is actually pretty cool. It's bigger than debris baskets, and it actually filters out finer debris than a regular fine basket does. Not as well as an ultra fine pleated filter, but it does filter out quite a bit, and you can see it actually expands, so it actually collects a lot of debris here. Now, the downside to this actual type of bag here is the fact that these bags, although they're easy to clean, they're harder to clean than if you had an actual basket that you could just rinse out with your hose. This will take you a little more time to actually clean all the tiny little crevices, the corners of the bag here. And to put it back on, you just put it right back on the bottom of your robotic cleaner here, and you just turn those latches to lock it into place, just like this, and it's locked into place here. Flip it back around just like this. Now, built into this Dolphin Pool Up here is a very strong motor. It's actually quite efficient. It's made for a lot of power, but it doesn't use much electricity at all. This means you actually save a lot of money in the long run. Only costs a few cents to run this per hour. One run cycle for this lasts 2 hours. If you need to use more, just go ahead and push that button and turn it on, and it'll go again. Also built into this pull up is the fact that it does have smart navigation. It actually has clever clean technology in it, which means that when you place this into the pool, it actually maps and scans your pool. So it's not just wandering aimlessly in your pool to clean your pool. It will scan it out and find the most efficient way to clean your pool. So those are actually really great features to this pull up here. Now, what are the downsides to this cleaner? First off, I want to talk about the actual cord here. The actual cord comes in at about 40 feet, but right here, this is not an anti-tangle cord, which means that sometimes when you put this in the pool, it will tangle. But I do want to mention there's actually a way where you place a cleaner in the pool regardless of whether or not you have an anti-tangle swivel to basically keep your cleaner from getting tangled up. And I'll actually show you how to do that in just a little bit. So that's not actually a big deal for me. Now this again is a plug and play kind of robotic cleaner, meaning you have to plug it in, turn it on, and use it whenever you need to use it. This right here is the control panel, the head unit that you actually plug into the outlet here. There's only one button on here to turn it on, and that's it. This pull up here actually has no programmable timer, meaning you can't actually leave this in the pool for a week at a time and program it to turn on once, twice, 3 times a week. Basically, anytime you want to use this, you have to plug this in and push this power button to turn it on. Once it's done, you take it out, and that's it. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that some pool owners want to leave their robot in the pool for a week at a time, and this does not have a scheduled weekly timer, so keep that in mind. Now the pull up here is actually great at cleaning your floors and your walls of your pool, but one thing that this does not do is actively scrub your water line. Yes, it'll climb your walls to go up to your water line, it'll hit the water line, but it won't actually stay at the water line and scrub your water line. So keep in mind that this pull up is designed for smaller pools, so it doesn't take much time to take a brush and manually scrub the water line yourself. This is where you actually save money getting a robotic cleaner like this, where if you have a small pool, it takes a few minutes just to go around your pool with a manual brush and brush the water line. You save a couple $100 that way with this type of cleaner. So that's an upside and downside to the cleaner here. Finally, this pull up is designed with simplicity in mind for simple, small pools. This means that there is no Wi-Fi and no online smart app capability, meaning it does not connect to the internet, you can't control it through an app, and you can't get notifications through an app, which is fine because most pool owners, about 70% of pool owners, including myself, don't really need that. It's just a nice feature to have. So we talked about some good and bad things about this Dolphin pull up here. So let's finally put this guy in the pool and I'll show you how well it works. Alright guys, so I'm ready to put the Nautilus pull up into the pool, and a lot of pool owners will actually just take all this cord right here, just like this, and toss it into the pool with the actual robot. That's not how you're actually supposed to put it in the pool. This is the reason why you get tangles if you don't have an anti-tangle swivel. The way you're actually supposed to place this in the pool to avoid tangles is this. Basically, you set all your cord down just like this. I'm gonna place it right down here, and you grab your actual cleaner. Now, instead of grabbing the entire cord, you just want to actually grab the piece of the cord attached to the cleaner, and you want to walk to the furthest point away from where you actually plugged in. In this case, my pool, right down there at that corner, that's where I'm actually going to go. And as I'm walking away right now, you can see I'm actually just holding the end of the actual cord right here. I'm not grabbing the entire cord. I'm letting it unwind itself. So I'm going to actually walk all the way over here, and I'm gonna head around to my actual point right here. And this right here, this is the point at which I actually want to put it in the pool. This is the correct length of hose that you need to put into the pool. So I'm gonna set this inside right here and let it just fall down. I'm gonna turn it on and show you how this works. All right guys, so the pull up is actually on now. It's starting to move right now. And I do want to point out one thing. Remember, it has that smart navigation, that clever clean technology. So when it actually first starts off, it will pretty much map your pool. So if it's not immediately starting to do everything you expect a cleaner to do, it's because it needs to map out your pool. And that's what it's doing right now. So let's just keep watch. All right guys, so take a look at my pull up right here. It's actually trying to climb the actual steepest step of my pool right here, and it's actually doing a pretty decent job right now. You can see it's actually reaching that steepest step, and this step is actually about 4.5 feet tall. Just take a look there. It actually climbed my steepest step right there. Now it's going to actually back down because, again, this doesn't clean the water line, but it does climb walls, including this very steep step right here that you can actually see. This actually leads to my tanning ledge right over here, which is also about 4.5 feet tall. It does climb steep walls and steps, so that's actually cool. Here's another look of it trying to climb my steepest tanning ledge right here, and it actually does a really good job. You can see it pulling right there, and it does go up my very steep tanning ledge right there. Remember, it's about 4.5 feet up, and it goes all the way up. Look at that, it actually reached the top of my bench right here, and then it'll back down. You see that? It's actually great at climbing very steep walls. Okay guys, so take a look right here. I just want to point out the cord right here. You can see it's all in the pool right here. I haven't touched it since I actually placed it in the corner over here, but it's not tangling. So far it's been running for about an hour and it hasn't tangled at all. So that's actually really great. As long as you place it in the right point of your pool with the right amount of cord, it will not tangle. Okay guys, so let's talk about really steep steps and how the pull-up performs on steep steps here. Just take a look right here. So the pull-up actually struggles on these small little steps that I have. They're only about a foot tall, but it struggles because it doesn't have enough surface area to climb. It actually does better on a steep wall going up my tanning ledge. The top one right here is actually my tanning ledge. If it goes up the steep wall to get there, it'll get there fine, but if it takes these steps to try to get up there, it won't actually make it. It'll come right back down. So keep that in mind. Does well on walls, but not so much on tiny steps. Alright guys, so take a look at the pool up here. It's cleaning the floors and the walls of my pool right here. But I do have a ledge and steps right here. And now, when I say you might have to do a little bit extra work, I mean in certain instances like this where the pool up won't actually reach your top most highest ledge, you will have to still take your brush and then you will actually still have to push off all that debris. But it's actually very simple. I can pretty much do this entire section like this within a few motions, so it's not really a big deal. You can see I'm doing it right now and I can finish this within a minute or so. So it's not really a big deal. It doesn't really take much time at all. What's great about the pull up is that I know I'm saving money in the long run and I'm getting some physical exercise here as well. Okay guys, so here is a quick time lapse of the pull up in my pool here, and it actually does really well in my small in-ground pool right here. I do want to mention again, it's very important, the pull up is designed for pools smaller than about 30 feet. This means your small in-ground pools like this one here, and it works really well in above ground pools. What's great about this is it actually has built-in navigation. It's called Clever Clean technology, so it actually maps and scans your pool for better efficient clean. You can see it move across the floors really well back and forth, and it actually moves across the other side of my pool right here as well, and it climbs the walls up here. Even climbs up my steep steps as well, which is awesome. This doesn't actually have a anti-tangle swivel, but if you place it in the pool in the correct place, then it won't tangle at all. It has 2 scrubbing brushes, so it actually scrubs more, and a big inlet for that oversized debris bag to pick up all that debris. Definitely a really good choice for small pools here. A really good cleaner. So you guys can see that the pool up here actually works very well. With its dual scrubbers, it actually picks up a lot of debris from the pool. If you're looking for a very great valued pool cleaner, if you've got a small pool up to about 30 feet or an above ground pool, you want a cleaner that'll clean the floors and walls of your pool, you will have to do a little bit of work. If you want to keep your water line clean, then this pull up is definitely still a very good choice. You will save money purchasing this as opposed to other cleaners. Definitely a very good robotic cleaner. Definitely a pool cleaner here I recommend.
We hope this review helps.